Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there. She caught me.
Come on. Test.
Hello, this is their light. She's like,
Test 1, 2. Melissa, do we need to turn the?
Yeah, I finally figured out how to shut off my skin thing. Used to go off the alarm.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bristol Town Council meeting of Wednesday, May 10th. If you could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the first item of business is the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the submission of minutes. We have the town council meeting of April 19th, 2023. The executive session minutes from April 19th, those are sealed, and the town council special meeting on May 1st.
Motion to approve all three.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is C1. This is ordinance 2023-7. This is for chapter 16, article 5 of the stopping, standing and parking. And this is to amend to read accessible disability parking first reading.
Make a motion. This consists first reading.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim, that this constitutes first reading. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is C2. This is ordinance 2023-08. This is chapter 16, article 2 of the motor vehicle and traffic. And this is an amendment to update the parking violation schedule, first reading.
Make a motion that it constitutes first reading.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Mary, that this constitutes first reading. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is C3. This is ordinance 2023-9, chapter 16, article 5 for stopping, standing and parking. And this is to add no parking on Thames Street, first reading.
Make a motion that it constitutes first reading.
Second. Mary.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Mary, that this constitutes first reading. Any discussion? For the public, you probably heard us rip through 3 ordinance very quickly. These are, of course, first readings, so it's to tell everyone, including you, that we're going to discuss this at the next meeting and with intentions of passing it. So if there was concern or it affected you directly, if it was in your neighborhood, for example, then it would be an opportunity to come back. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is D1. This is David Hennon from the East Bay Comics, 437 Hope Street. This is a request for sidewalk use license.
Based on all the positive recommendations, make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Is David here? David, do you want a 30-second commercial?
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
If you'd go right up to that podium, it's clear, so it's really easy to walk right by
It
it.
is.
Yeah. So if you could state your name and address for the record, please.
David Hennon, home address is 3 Canario Drive, Warren.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for approving the permit. Look forward to being here for the 4th of July. It's going to be busy.
I like your 30-second commercial.
Nice, very nice.
Any other
Brief.
discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is D2. This is Armin Pereira from the VFW, 850 Hope Street. And this is a request for a bingo license for Thursday, May 11th, and Thursday, June 8th, and Thursday, September 14th, from 6:30 to 9:30.
I make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim to approve. Any discussion?
Just briefly, the clerk, Madam Clerk already pointed out, the initial request was monthly bingo, but it's quite clear that there is only 3 dates being requested, correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is D3. This is Stephen Cavallari from the Cup Defenders, 230 Wood Street. And this is a request for one-day dancing and entertainment license for outdoors kids movie night on June 16, 2023, from 5 to 8.
Based on all the positive recommendations, make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Steve, did you want a 30-second commercial? You could state your name and address for the record, please.
Steve Cavallari, 45 Congregational Street, Bristol.
Kids movie night. Tell us more.
Well, I'm looking at having a company come down, like one of those big inflatable movie screens. And they, it's like one of those big inflatable movie screen TVs. I have a company come down, they set it up. Show the kids movie, have snacks, pizza, popcorn, that type of stuff outside.
And when is that?
That's gonna be June 16th.
June 16th.
Have you decided on the movie?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah. My question is though, the company asked me because of the way of it doesn't get dark like 8 o'clock. Is there any way that permit can go to like 9:30, 8 to 9:30 instead of 5? Because of the way they have to set the projector up and everything else.
I don't know. I've got a personal concern. Kids movies get a little rowdy, and does the council have any objection to that adjusted? So you're saying 9 p.m. is what your request
That's
is?
the time I want it probably, because they say that's be an hour and a half long. So probably if they started at 8:15, probably by 9:30 or so, it should be over.
I can't think that doesn't noise ordinance doesn't affect that. So any concern from the council?
No, it's interesting you bring that up because when I saw 5 to 8, I says movie night. I'm not sure there was much of a night, but making the adjustment certainly makes a whole lot of sense.
At that time, probably start for the snacks and stuff to the kids, and the parents at their lawn chairs, that type of stuff, you know.
Settle down, Steve. Okay. Settle down. All right. So we had a motion and a second with the adjustment to from 5 p.m. the hours from 5 p.m. to 9:30. Any other discussion?
Just that it's in my calendar, Steve. I think I'll be bringing my kids there. So
Good to see you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is D4. This is Jordan Sawyer from the Bristol Oyster Bar, 448 Hope Street. And this is a request for alcohol use license with a sidewalk use license with sidewalk alcohol service.
Based on all the positive recommendations, make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Jordan? You'd be left out without a 30-second commercial, sir.
I'll take any commercial I can get.
If you could name and address for the record, please.
Jordan Sawyer, 45 Commute Ave, Bristol.
Would you tell we can see it, but could you tell everybody else what you're doing or what you're proposing?
Applying for sidewalk seating as I asked it to be moved forward. I know the renewal is in 2 weeks or next month. Says I didn't have it last year. I had it during COVID, but didn't last year. But upcoming is Mother's Day and graduation weekend for Roger Williams. And we're a summer town, so I gotta shuck oysters while the sun's shining.
Oh, Jordan, I
haven't
saw
heard that one before. So.
Get it up this
Okay.
now, so you can have it.
Thank you. I'm always writing down quotes. Any other discussion?
Jordan, I saw the outside dining. It looks great.
Yeah.
The new addition on the side, off to the side on the sidewalk. And
Oh, thank you.
it's going to definitely enhance the streetscape as you go down Wood Street.
Trying to zhuzh it up a little bit.
You did. Looking good.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good luck, Jordan.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is F1. This is John G. Burke, 8 Bayview Avenue, and this is a resolution for the removal of the accessible parking space, second reading.
Make a motion that we approve it and I'll wait for the second.
Go ahead. You can do it right now.
Oh, you can,
already-
oh, okay. No, we always appreciate whenever a parking spot is available, we can always use the space. And we appreciate the residents coming forward.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim to approve and second reading and approval. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is F2. This is Fernando Afonso from Cafe Central, 173 Bradford Street. This is a request for a 30-minute parking restriction sign at 173 Bradford.
Make the motion that we refer to the solicitor.
So this,
Oh,
it
this
looks
is,
to me like it's one of those that fell through the cracks, like as we're finding them that were there, but not really in the ordinance book. It sounds like it was there in the past, so.
So,
Second. I
So we just
second,
need a
that's second.
motion.
Is that right?
okay.
Yeah.
So we had a motion made by Tony,
way
seconded
or
by
second.
Mary to refer the solicitor to amend the ordinance to reflect this. And as Mary just said, there's actually an agenda item as we move through here with similar, where we have signage without the ordinance enforcement. So we're making sure that reality correlates with our ordinances. Any other discussion?
Yes, just briefly on his request, it states that he's looking for 2 previous established signs, but we actually are approving 1. Am I
Because
correct?
there's only space for one.
That's what I thought.
He thought there was 2 at one point.
Right,
But then when he reviewed the picture, he said it's actually there's only 1 space. So
Right.
There's not even enough for 2. Yeah.
that's what I noticed on the picture as well. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is F3, and this is Daniel Manchester for the Bristol Historic Preservation Society. And this is the request for the use of the town common for the annual flea and fair to be held on August 12th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Based on all the positive recommendations, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Is Daniel here? No? Oh, there you go.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to say? Would you like a 30-second commercial? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name's Daniel Manchester, and I live at 125 Peck Avenue here in town. And I want to thank the town council for approving, I hope. And as you know, we've done this a number of years now. and It's been very, very successful. And we're actually considering a dunk tank this year and possibly getting all of the council to volunteer.
We haven't approved it yet, Daniel. Be careful.
Hopefully another successful free and fair this year.
Minus the dunk tank, right?
I've seen some old oil paintings with depictions of people in dunk tanks, so it seems appropriate for preservation. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is F4. This is Ana Isabel dos Rios Pudo, and this is for the Rhode Island Day of Portugal Committee. And this is a request to fly the Portuguese flag with a flag raising ceremony on June 5th at 11 a.m.
Could you do me a favor and repeat that?
Yes.
Thank you.
F4, and this is Ana Isabel dos Rios Pudo, and this is for the Rhode Island Day of Portugal Committee. And this is a request to fly the Portuguese flag with a flag raising ceremony on June 5th, 2023 at 11 a.m.
Thank you. Council?
I make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim to approve. Any discussion?
No, I just wanted to comment. It's an interesting, well, the history of the flags for Portugal. I thought that was really interesting to look at. so,
Agreed.
yeah.
Well said.
And I just want to mention, I think our community is steep with Portuguese history. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So looking forward to it.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is G1, and this is Rogers Free Library Board of Trustees. This is for 2 vacancies set to expire, one term set to expire January 2025, and the other term set to expire January 2026. We have Casey Fidro of 677, KG Fidro with interest in appointment, Nicholas Landek with interest in appointment, Madeline Smith with interest in appointment, Matthew Benson with interest in appointment, Stephen Brigidi with interest in appointment, Catherine Cromwell with interest in appointment, Bethany Souza Foster with interest in appointment, Carolyn Jacobus with interest in appointment, Lane Sparkman with interest in appointment. And then we also have from Al Wablinski, the chairman from the Rogers Free Library Board of Trustees, and this is a recommendation for appointments.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we interview the three recommended candidates from the board. Since they have done due diligence and vetted the candidates, I would recommend that we go forward to interview the three candidates.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Discussion. We have an upcoming meeting on May 24th and also May 31st. The 24th is a workshop. We could do it before that, and we can also do it before our regularly scheduled meeting on the 31st. I'm suggesting the 24th if everybody
That works
knew
for
it.
me.
I think it
We
would
have-
be good just so because when is your next board meeting, Al? I forgot.
Thursday.
Oh, this Thursday. Oh, it's not going to get.
We
done.
can't do it before
Okay.
then now, so. So if, Madam Clerk, if we could reach out to the applicants and find out if the 24th, everybody okay with 6:15?
Good.
That should be enough time for three candidates? Yeah?
I do think that it was and we have a lot of applicants, a lot of really good, interesting, the ones who added, letters and things like that to the packet is very interesting group of people. And I think the process worked well. Looked like it did.
To that end, this process, or maybe enhanced process,
Yeah.
was wonderful. We had, let me look again to make sure I've got the right number. We had 8 candidates, right? Which is outstanding. Thank you all that applied.
Yeah.
And thank you to the board for giving us 3 candidates to focus on. And we will do that. There are 2 open spots, and that's what ultimately will be filled. So it's a successful process, and Vice Chair Perella had worked with the library board to come up with this updated process, and the council vetted and approved it. So far, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I could just add on to what the vice chairwoman was saying. I was really enlightened with the process that you guys went through to interview all of these candidates. It was a very transparent process where you guys had selection criteria, you had evaluation and a rubric that you were using and everything like that. So it was really nice to see how you came about getting those candidates, those 3 candidates to forward to us. And I do have to agree with a lot of what's been set up here already too, that there was a lot of really good candidates that wanted to be on the Rogers Free Library board. And I think that just says something about the Rogers Free Library, that it's, and it doesn't take away from any of the other agencies or commissions or anything like that. But I think it really demonstrates that, it's a place where people want to have some input. So.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item of business is H1, and this is the Bristol County Elks Lodge. And this is in regards to a letter to the town administrator regarding the impact of the new town marina. And this is continued from April 19th.
So I was not at the last meeting. It's actually the first meeting I missed. I've been here for 10 years. But I know that this council had discussion about it. One of the requests was to get a recommendation from the Harbor Commission. We had a recent updated information from the town engineer, but the Harbor Commission's next meeting is, as it always is, the first Monday in the month. That would make it June 5th. So I would like to continue this so we have our Harbor Commission's recommendation. I would also, if the council concurs, I would also like to have representation from the Harbor Commission at that meeting if there's any questions that come up from whatever recommendation that they have.
I agree with Chairman. I'll make a motion to continue this to our June 21st meeting to have the Harbor Commission weigh in and with all the supporting documentation.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to continue to our June meeting. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I1, and this is Al Wablinski, the chairman for the Rogers Free Library Board of Trustees, and this is regards to the review and approval of the proposed amendment to the Rogers Free Library bylaws.
Al, if you could come up, if you would, I can ask the solicitor, or if you want to, if you just point out those changes to the council and the public for us.
Yeah, I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but this was really a collaboration with Mary, Melissa, and Amy Goins to clarify the relationship between our library board and the town council. So it really isn't changing anything. It's clarifying that the power to appoint is the sole power of the council, and that we, the board, will do the due diligence, recruiting people, vetting, and then make recommendations to the council. So it really clarifies what, we've worked out as a team.
Thank you. Amy, was there anything that you needed to add to that? Sounds like a great synopsis.
Nope.
Perfect. All right. What's the council's pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony to approve. Discussion.
Just very clear and concise, and thank you.
I'll also say thank you to you and the board, and also to you, Mary, for taking the time, effort, and to actually, and Al did it already, but to the solicitor and to the clerk for the efforts that were put in. Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I2, and this is Town Treasurer Hassel, and this is in regards to a resolution certifying authorization of wire transfers.
Sarah.
Yes. So Carl and I have signage authority on all investment accounts and our general fund accounts. But we found recently with one of our banks, we didn't have access to wire funds, specifically in Washington Trust. So we're looking for a resolution to be approved so we can have authority to wire funds.
I move that we approve or give authorization actually to the finance director, no, treasurer, deputy treasurer, to be able to wire, the transfer. So work through the proper procedures for that.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
We need efficiency, and this is efficiency. So
Any other discussion? That was easy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I3, and this is Town Administrator Contente, and this is in regards to a resolution in support of the fiscal year 2024 proposed infrastructure funds.
Mr. Administrator?
This resolution is hopefully going to be presented to the General Assembly by a majority of the cities and towns in support of the governor's plan to have a matching fund for road paving projects. Mainly, that's what it would be used for. So we're asking that this be supported and that the General Assembly approves his provision of his budget.
Am I correct that it's about 350? There were each municipality will get outright and so much per mile. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the formula is.
Right.
But,
Okay.
yeah, it's right now $20 million for this next year.
Oh, good infrastructure is the lifeblood. So I make a motion to move forward with the recommendation.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Aaron to support the resolution. Any other discussion?
Well, I just want to say, I like how it frames this as if we are going to tackle some of our housing issues, if we're going to make sure that we're having housing stock and everything like that, we need to make sure that our infrastructure is in place for all of that kind of stuff. You can't really, recruit people over here to build those types of things if we don't have good infrastructure in place. So.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I4, and this is the Bristol Police Department, and this is in regards to consideration for council support for the Battle of the Badges charity softball game to be held on May 18, 2023, starting at 6:30 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, as you're aware, the Bristol Police Department is always looking to expand our community outreach programs. Part of this initiative, Officer Coria has come up with a plan for a fundraiser, softball fundraiser with the fire department. And he is here tonight to explain his initiative and ask for the council support.
Officer?
So basically, over the winter, I approached the Chief Lynch, and we're looking to have some type of community event to involve the children in the police department. We came up with a charity softball game where the police department would play against the fire department. The police chief agreed to be the pitcher, and the fire chief also agreed to be the starting pitcher. And we have the honorary umpire sitting
That's
right
worth
here.
it right there.
So basically,
Stop right now. No, I'm kidding.
we're just going around looking for donations throughout town. Actually, the donations have been pouring in through local businesses in town, more than I expected. And I've only started this about a month ago. And it's got basically all the money we raise is going to help out the youth sports in town, as well as the Bristol summer camp. I spoke with Assistant Director Tim Shaw, who told me that there's actually a lot of children in town that can't afford to attend the summer camp. I guess it's like $350 or more per child. So I included them in this. So we're going to sponsor some children as well. So I'm actually asking the council for support. If you guys could help us out with a donation of $500, that'd be great.
Tony?
If I may ask, Sarah, how much do we have in town council contingency?
4.5 thousand remaining.
How much?
How much?
4,000? I move that we approve 1,000 of that. Yes.
I'll
that's what I would-
second the motion.
We had a motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim to use $1,000 of council contingency. Officer, the only thing I disagreed with what you said was that you were surprised of the outpouring of support. I'm not. There's a reason why not only your department, police department, but the fire department gets to the support it does. It's because you give the support. I say this all the time. My colleagues say this all the time. I'm out in other places all the time, and the feedback that we get about the community, and then more specifically about our police and fire department, is just outstanding. You deserve the accolades that you get. And if we had more, we would do more on that. And I think, Tony, it was a wonderful motion and very appropriate. Any other discussion?
I just had a quick, if you could just give a quick overview. So it's going to be the May 18th, which is a week from tomorrow.
Yep, Thursday.
If
6
you
p.m.
could just go the time and where it's going to be, and if you can get tickets at the door, just show up, that
It's going
kind
to
of
be
thing.
6 p.m. at the Bristol Town Beach softball field. It's going to be a $5 donation if anyone wishes to donate. We're going to have T-shirts available, both the police uniform jersey shirts as well as the fire jersey shirts. You can purchase those for $20 at the event. And we have Destiny's Diner agreed to volunteer and cook hamburgers and hot dogs. Blasco's Pizza's coming down over from Warren. They're going to do pizzas. We have a face painter. K9 Brody will be there. That's always a big hit. I think it's going to be a good time. We have a DJ, going to be the announcer, Scotty Pellerin. I think overall it should be a good turnout.
So you're going to put like a seats in the middle between, for us to sit at? You know, so we're not rooting for one side or the other or what?
You have to choose. You have to choose.
Patrolman, I'm an extra large, just to be clear.
So the fire department has about 40 people on their roster. We have like 12.
Oh, okay.
And this is a rain or shine event, right? I mean, there's no rain day, correct?
If it rains, I mean, probably the following Thursday, but
Sounds good.
we're hoping for decent weather.
Yeah, of course, of course.
What time is it going to start again? I'm sorry, 6?
6 p.m.
Any other discussion?
Just very quickly, Mr. Chairman, just piggyback on what you said, you know, that you were not surprised, and I agree 100%. You know, we are the safest, one of the safest, or the safest
The
college
safest.
community. It's not by accident. It's by the fact that we have the folks that enforce the rules and the law in town and certainly keep all of us safe. So it's very much appreciated.
I just wanted to add thanks for putting on this event. I hope everybody shows up for this because this is the first event. I expect there to be many, many, many more of these as the years go on.
That's the goal, to keep this going year after year. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a positive.
Aaron, maybe you can get him on the hockey, in a hockey rink.
Hey,
the
well,
ice.
hey, let's get a hockey thing going too. I'm down for that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good luck.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I-5, and this is the Bristol Police Department, and this is proposed ordinance amendments to the lower State Street parking.
So this is, and Major, I think you were going to touch on this. This is housekeeping. So we were speaking earlier about signs with less than clear ordinances. So the goal here was to define, and the clerk and I spoke recently, was that area was called the downtown or lower State Street, and it was less than clear. So from the police department, it was suggested that we amend the ordinance. So
That's
we-
correct.
Right.
That's correct.
So we just need a motion to refer to the solicitor to amend that ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is I-6. This is Town Clerk at Zero, and this is a resolution codifying accessible disability parking spaces.
Madam Clerk?
I will explain that. So in the town ordinance, it states that any accessible parking space should be passed by resolution, and it seems that we've been doing the second readings, but there's never been a resolution. So this is just codifying all of the accessible parking spaces that we have on one document. So going forward, there's an easier way to keep track of it.
Excellent.
Madam Chair, I think this is great, and thank you for putting this together. I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Mary to support that resolution, or to support this, to have a resolution, I
There you
guess.
go.
Any other discussion?
Interesting to see that we actually have 54 spots.
And I think I crossed one out because we had a
Yes, you
second
did.
reading
Mm.
today. So that's,
So
yes,
that's 55 then?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is J1, and this is RFP 1008, and this is for the municipal tree maintenance and stump grinding services. We had bid openings today at noon, and for this bid, we had two bids. This is lengthy. So the first one was from Malik Tree Services, and then it goes price by each. So there's a tree removal from 1 to 12 inches, is 175. From 12 to 24 inches is 430. From 24 to 36 inches is 1,000. 36 plus inches is 2,250. For the stump removal and disposal, up to 12 inches is 80. And 12 inches and up is 250. And then the per tree spray price is $10. The hourly rate per crew is 240. And then the emergency crew is 300 with an flag person hourly rate of 105. The next bid was from Northeastern Tree Services. The price by each was the tree removal disposals up to 12 inches was 400. The disposals up to 12 to 24 inches was 980. 24 to 36 was 1,600. 36 inches plus was 2,900. And then the stump removal and disposals up to 12 inches was 100. And 12 inches plus was 200. The per tree spray price was 70. The tree trimming per hour crew was 220. The emergency tree crew rate was 500, and the flag person was 55.
Make a motion that we refer this to the town administrator to act in the best interest of the town.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Mary to refer to the administrator. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is J2. This is RFP 1009. This is the Historic Consultant Services. And this is for a survey of the Bristol Waterfront National Register Historic District. We had the bid opening again today at 12. We received one bid for this, 1009 from Paleo West LLC in the amount of $44,436.54.
Motion to refer to the town administrator and the Department of Community Development to act in the best interest of the town.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Tony. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is J3, and this is for RFP 1010. This is the sewer collection system rehabilitation for 2023. We had the bid opening today at 12. We received 3 bids for this one. One was from Green Mountain Pipeline Services LLC in the amount of $1,025,050. The second one was from National Water Main Cleaning Company, and that was for $495,161.
Wow.
And the third one was from Instituform Technologies LLC, and that was in the amount of $897,776.
Make a motion that we refer to the town administrator to act in the best interest of the town.
Second.
Motion made by Tony, seconded by Tim to refer to the administrator. Any discussion?
Interesting on these.
I was just going to say with particular focus on number 2.
Yes.
All of them, it's always
Yeah.
amazing, like how these are so over the board, like on the trees, like the different, some of them are more than triple the price, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the difference between 1 and 2 was literally twice as much money, $500,000.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I know.
I don't know how clean we need our sewer pipes, but I'm not sure if 500. Anyway, so I'm sure the administrator will work on the behalf of the town. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the council, the next item on the agenda is J4. This is RFP 1012, and this is for the electric street legal golf carts. And we had the bid opening today at 12, and we received no bids.
Okay,
So is it
no action
bid?
necessary on that?
Would that be just was?
I think you would refer it, wouldn't we?
You can still refer to the administrator to act in the best interest of the town because the state law on purchasing allows.
Oh, we could use a master
the-
price list.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Council, so moved maybe?
Second, yeah,
I
I
can-
so move, yeah.
Thank you.
Second.
So motion made by Mary, seconded by Tony to refer to the administrator. Any other discussion?
Just very briefly, the bid numbers, I noticed that we've changed the format as to how we do the bid numbers now. Because I think we used to have the year, then we had the number following for each year. Am I correct on that? No?
Mhm, yeah. We used to, yeah.
No? Oh, okay. No, I mean, no big deal. It was just, I found interesting to see that we, using the 4-digit there, but anyway.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
I have one more. The next item on the agenda is K1, and this is Juan Mariscal for the acting chairman of the Bristol County Water Authority, and this is the monthly report for April 2023.
Motion to receive and file.
Actually, there's a couple things, a second.
Discussion?
Yes, there's a couple things there that I think it's important that we highlight because there has been quite a bit of discussion for water redundancy and to see the interconnection with the Pawtucket supply system is on phase 2. So it's nice to see that things are moving along those lines. Those lines? Yes, okay. Then number 2 is the phase 1 demolition of the Child Street Treatment Facility, something that I know some of us did not want to see it happen.
Disappoints me. It really
mhm.
does.
But unfortunately, it's happening. And the hydrant flushing, that's happening here in Bristol, it's actually this week and next week, so people be aware of, watch for the rusty water. If you don't flush out your pipes, you get a lot of rusty water in there to wash clothes, I know the feeling. That has happened. So we got to be a little cautious to let the water run for a couple minutes, to flush out the entire household. You need to do that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We do not have executive session tonight, so I just need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Tim, seconded by Aaron. There was a little pause there. I don't know if we want to stay for
We
it.
want to keep it going.
All in
Any other
favor?
items?
Aye.
We're having so much fun, we didn't want to.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
I think we all disappointed. We finished.